Hi. Welcome to my parents' backyard. I feel like I'm sitting on like a little throne here. Today I'm gonna be answering the #1 question that I get, and that is, how do I afford to travel / what do my finances look like? Now, I want to preface this with something. #1, as a Canadian citizen, until I was 19, I was not allowed to work in the United States. So actually, I've had like next to no savings. The only time I ever got money was whenever my parents would tell me to do something and they would just give me a little bit of allowance for it. And so whenever I started traveling, I really had to do it very affordably. And I have to say, I was very, very lucky or blessed to have been able to go on the sailboat with the Whitakers because I did work exchange with them. So I helped Renee with her YouTube channel and I lived for free. So when I tell you that work exchanges have made all of this possible for me, I mean it. The most expensive thing for me traveling is the flights. As soon as I can get to a place, then I'm okay. You know, then I'll do my work exchange and I'll live cheaply because I can do it. I can live cheap. All right, let's get into it, shall we? These are the expenditures and the income of a 20-year-old full-time traveler over the course of 2 months, January and February of 2024. Let's go. Okay, so I have everything I've spent into several different categories. This kind of helps me to just keep track of everything. So we have gas, eating out, groceries, bills, shopping, business, everything else. Great. So let's unpack it. Gas in January, I spent $295, roughly between $4.6 and $5 to the gallon. In Hawaii, everything is imported, so it's not a cheap place to live at all. Eating out was $157, and this was probably over the course of like 6 or 7 meals. So for the entire month, like I really didn't eat out often at all. Groceries were $209.18. So those were groceries for the month. My work exchange partially pays for some of my food. So they cover things like breakfasts and necessities. Like in the fridge, there's always milk and eggs, anything I really need, but then anything extra, that's on me, as well as I do cook for them all once or twice a week, and that's on my bill. Bills. This is honestly just random crap. Like if I have to pay for parking somewhere or I had to go to the DMV, so much in January. And every time it was like, oh, this is $20 for this. Oh, this is like $15 for this. So in total, it was $64.14 for bills. Shopping, $133. So this is just everything that I didn't need and I bought anyway. So I think I bought a swimsuit. Business, $503. Okay, so in January, I did buy a camera lens. I had been saving up for that one for a little while, so that was a part of my budget. So I did spend $503 on a camera lens. Everything else, $697.40. Okay, so I do give to charity, and I did also buy a flight in January. So in January, I booked a flight to go visit the med crew in February. You guys have watched that video already. It is right here. Check it out. No, it's right here. It's this one. Check it out. And my flight to Florida was $697.40. And for charity, it was $359. I don't really like talking about what I gave away. I don't really like how that feels. But it's a part of my budget. I do budget in this stuff. Now I have 3 main sources of income currently as I travel. #1 is you, what you're doing right now, which is watching my video. The ads that you watch in this help me to be able to create more videos. So even you guys watching means so much. Thank you. #2 is Patreon. Patreon is a website where people can give to their favorite creators if they feel led. I like to give certain perks like watching my videos a week early, or sometimes I do photo dumps or bloopers or just random things that come up. Fun extras that you guys can watch in exchange for supporting me on my travels. So thank you so much for my Patreon members. It's because of you guys that I can really continue YouTube. #3 is freelance work. So I do some freelance video work. I've done video work, I've done advertisements, I've done color grading, which was my old job. I kind of do a wide variety of things, different brands, different companies to try to continue to pay for my trips. It's not very dependable. It's kind of hit or miss some months, especially when traveling. You kind of have to be in a certain geographical location for a lot of them, but it has worked out for me in the past, and so I hope to continue doing that. Let's jump to February. Now, a backstory. In February, I started off on the island of Hawaii. I flew to Florida, spent 2 weeks with the med crew, and then I flew here to Kansas City. Thank you, Chuck and Candy, for having the entire med crew at your house. You guys are brave. Okay, February, gas, I spent $110. That is a dramatic decrease from January at $295. Eating out, I spent $259. So that's definitely more because I was eating out a lot with the med crew. Groceries, I spent $11. Bills, I spent $197.95. Oh, the bills in February, I put the massive cash app I had to give to Luke on there and some small things. So in total, that whole 2 weeks with the bed crew cost me $150, and that's not bad. Shopping, I spent $62. Business, I spent $402, and everything else was $229. Okay, you guys, now you know my spending habits. For those of you who are wondering, do my parents pay for things? My parents did help me out with the rental car. I think they paid half of the rental car. They also helped me out with my phone bill, and they helped me out with my car insurance. That's it. Been talking a lot. I've been talking a lot. Let's make this different. All right, let's get into the good stuff, shall we? This is where it gets fun. I like talking about what I've made, not what I've spent, okay? In January, I got the money from December. So all the videos that I made in December, I get paid for it in January. So in January, I got paid $2,597.35 from YouTube ads alone. And in February, I got paid $1,296.61. So you can definitely see that there's quite a decrease right there, which is unfortunate. And then we jump to Patreon. Patreon, I make $523 a month. You guys, I love you so much, thank you. And in neither January nor February did I get paid for freelance work. I did do freelance work in February. I did it in the Miami Boat Show, but I haven't even gotten paid for it yet. Wow, this is how much I have made and spent as a solo traveler for the past like 9 months. I have to say though that I have done this extremely cheaply. Like I don't jump places very often. In July of 2023, I did do like a Europe backpacking trip where I went to Italy, Switzerland, the Netherlands, France, blah, blah, all of them. And I did spend quite a bit more on that trip. I haven't even fully calculated. But as a traveler of what I'm doing right now, staying in places for a few months, doing work exchanges, I've been able to do it super cheap. Like on Zatara, I really didn't have to spend anything unless if we went out to eat. Now, if you are a traveler and you want to be able to get out there, I have to say you can do it cheap if you want to. You can go find cheap flights and go find a work exchange. That is doable. Now, if you want to travel and stay at hotels and eat out all the time, then yeah, you have to really save up for that. And I think that that's where there's a difference between vacationing and traveling. I'm hoping over the course of this year, I'm able to really actually put some into savings. I think something a lot of people my age say is, oh, I can worry about money later. I can worry about money later. I just want to travel now. And then I hear people who are like, no, you gotta work now, you gotta work now, and then you can have fun later. And I see both of them, and I'm like, what if there's a middle? What if you can still go traveling, but still be wise with your finances? And that's what I'm trying to achieve. And so I'm excited to see where this can take me. As you guys saw, YouTube is definitely my biggest source of income, and I have only you to thank for that. So if you even press this video, thank you. If you watch any of my other videos, if you watch the ads and you let it play even a little bit longer, thank you. You guys are 100% supporting me as I go do this. And even the fact that I was able to buy things like the camera lens or flights to Florida or any of that is so appreciated. So my goodness, that was a lot of talking. I'm gonna sign out right now and I will see you guys next week. Subscribe, thank you, bye.